I've got a daughter and a son, and I can tell you how to determine the gender of your child by the position that you use.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, sure. Rosa.
All right. How are you?
Skills.
Okay. How do you, just for interesting?
Yeah, ufunani?
No. Say you want a boy.
If you want a boy, ne, let me tell you this.
Melody.
No, if you want a boy, ne, you must close your eyes and you must be missionary.
You see,
But if you want a girl, it must be the most vile position that you can ever think of. There must not be face-to-face interaction.
I rise, I fight, I win. What? Dark days can't hold me in.
Thank you, ladies and gents. Welcome to another episode of your favorite podcast. First of all, I just want to say thank you for showing us love. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for the inbox. Thanks for hollering at us on the streets and giving us advice on the podcast. We really appreciate it. We just want to get better and better. And it is about just us having a conversation, really.
Yes.
As gents. The male voice is not represented in the right spaces. So this is about us conversing about everyday life and making sure that the male voice is heard for other male kids. We don't live in silos. We know that, we've got people that care for us and that we care for. So the ladies in our lives stand there an opportunity to benefit also from the conversation that we have. That's the purpose of the show. I'm really excited to have Amachita.
you started to say that very well. It actually is like, is it scripted? It's dope, man. I like
Yeah.
that. And it's consistent now. I like, you're there. Man.
Yeah, it's a
Beautiful,
purpose,
beautiful, Majid.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, man.
My mama paid for the school fees.
We see it. We
The
see
school fees talking. But yeah, I'm really excited to see you guys again.
Yes.
It's been a crazy couple of weeks, couple of months also. I mean, the world has gone to a
Shambles.
different level of uncertainty. But these wars going on, we've got petrols showing us dust. But I'm really glad to see you guys smiling and
Yeah.
happy to be around. Yeah. How you doing, Kenzo?
Kenzo, always standing. Kenya.
How you can?
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm happy to be here to, I wouldn't say like entertain the audience, but also school the audience.
Right.
Yeah, understand ngoba njengoba sela kuningi nathi sikwenzayo, but we take our time to actually be here and do this content for the audience more than anything to give our honest opinion. So I think I'm excited for that. Yes.
Yeah. Mr. Pasego.
I mean, I would say good
I enjoy a game, my thought.
this information is very critical, guys, because although we can laugh and joke, but because we are living real lives and we're giving you our opinions from personal experience.
Yes.
So it's vital. I mean, like, I've got a daughter and a son, and I can tell you how to determine the gender of your child by the position that you use.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, sure. Rosa.
All right. How are you?
Skills.
Okay. How do you, just for interesting?
Yeah, ufunani?
No.
Ufunani?
Say you want a boy.
If you want a boy, ne, let me tell you this.
Melody.
No, if you want a boy, ne, you must close your eyes and you must be missionary.
You see,
But if you want a girl, it must be the most vile position that you can ever think of. There must not be face-to-face interaction.
Okay, I think you gave us a whole episode.
I
just
was
that
too
breakdown.
Sakao.
But I would like to say that he is just joking. Drew, how you doing?
Is he though? Nah, I'm good, my nigga. I'm good. Yeah, man. I don't know. I feel some type of way today.
Dude, is Luke Cooper still available? I
Yeah.
love that brand, man.
It's so fresh.
Luke
Yeah,
Cooper.
so Lee Cooper, if you want to dress any of these guys here, just give us a shout. It's going to cost you quite a bit. So we're open to it, expect. Yeah, true.
Yeah, no, I've had a pretty quiet week. So this is like, I think this might be the most exciting thing to have happened to me this week. It's like
No.
meeting up with you guys and having these talks. So yeah, no,
Yeah.
I look forward to it.
This is the most exciting thing.
It's been this week. I don't go there. But yes.
Oh, so you already knew where I was going.
But yes, so this is the week of ahead. This is somewhat of a highlight. This is somewhat of a highlight.
Nice. No, I think it's dope, man. It's not homo, but it's pretty healthy to say, you know what?
It's not Homo sapien. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. Let's jump straight into it, guys. as you guys are well aware, we have a very structured show. Sometimes, you know, we track on for like 45 minutes with one topic. That's because the topic is hot. With that being said, we've got a really, really hot episode today. Niyazi ukuthi sometimes, you know, guys, they reach out to us, the public reaches out to us, they send us messages, and, you know, they rely on our wisdom. You know? And sometimes it's good, sometimes it requires some assistance but in development, but nonetheless, they rely on us to give them some feedback.
Yes.
So I've got something that somebody wrote into, they're anonymous, of course. You guys must be brave, man. You must tell us your names. So
Yes.
we can
Come on,
honor
let's
you by
know.
name.
Please.
But nonetheless, we have someone who is anonymous who's written to us and he says, please give me some advice. I have 3 girlfriends. I want to change my life and stick to one woman. Please advise me on what attributes I should look for in this one woman.
Out of the 3.
You know he's lost.
3, Melakhet.
This is a hard one.
Right? So you can tell, I mean, okay, I can't judge Umfetu, but yeah, I mean, he didn't state much of his age or where he's from, you know. So next time, just give us a bit more meat to work with.
Yeah.
But I think I can tell from the way that he's structured his issue that he's a man of a certain level of knowledge and experience, right, and wisdom to ask for advice from older people.
Well, he's got the wisdom to ask for advice, but I don't think he's a man.
Ooh.
I mean, the fact
Why?
that
How
you have 3 women and then you are asking us to determine one woman for you.
Yeah.
Help, no, so he's saying, please advise me on what attributes
Okay.
I should look for the one that he wants.
Yeah, that's not a male trait, because now as a male trait, the attributes need to appeal to you as an individual, not as a colloquial or a collective understanding of what attribute you should look for. If you look for a lazy woman who's very tight, that is your attribute that you want. You know, we cannot dictate for you whether or not that is right or wrong. If you can stand
By
on
tight,
it.
you mean like from an economic perspective?
Come on, so
Yeah. From an economic perspective.
yeah.
Some ladies, imali yabo vele bayibamba ngesandla kakhulu. Share kakhulu.
Yeah.
Yeah, carry on. All right.
Yeah, so I would say that attributes, you know, if you're going to, because the only advice that men can tell you about attributes is attributes that appeal to them. So if Andrew or Kenzo is going to give you attributes, it's going to be from their personal experience of what they would expect from a woman. So I would say that from him, he's in a very good position that he's got 3 women. So all he has to do is do a process of elimination and saying, okay, you've got this, you've got this, you've got this, I don't like this, I don't like this. And then narrow it down to 2. Then after 2, 2 is like healthy to maintain. Yeah. So rather keep 2. And then you'll see as time goes by if one should fall off. But yeah, man, asking advice on the attributes of a woman, because women can change anytime, you know, anytime. So yeah, don't lean on that. Lean on what you want from a woman and see if you get it from either one of them, and then whoever carries most of them, you eliminate the one who brings least.
So I mean, I hear that, ne? And what I'm going to go back to is to say, you know, sometimes people don't have it all figured out as they should.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes they do rely on the wisdom of other people and other elders. Because this time I need to put it in
Yes.
So is probably a peer or is a younger guy saying, okay, sharp, I know what I know, I've been
Yeah.
experienced what I experienced. But I think I have something, man, a bit more that I can, so maybe there's a perspective he's not seeing that he's relying on us to give him. Right, so I'll come back to you if
No,
you
yes,
want
it-
to change your stance, but
Yeah.
I do.
Let me just
think
add
that-
2 minutes since I've started, and then I'll just be quiet after that.
So
So
I
my
want you to be quiet.
no, you
No
so,
one
so,
wants
so,
you to be quiet.
Well, you're not going to be quiet anyway.
So my attributes must be, she must cook at least more than 3 times a week. She must clean at least more than 2 times a week. And then she must be loving and supportive to you to an extent where you don't need external support. And then in the bedroom, she must satisfy you so that you don't have to lurk in the dark shadows, man, because these passages are dangerous.
Uh-huh. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Look. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Kenzo.
Okay. Yeah, me.
What attributes should this person look for if they were to select one?
If they were to select one, me, I go back to how you were raised by your mom. Kakhulu thina majita, we always, mina, if I'm looking for companionship, I always compare a woman to how my mom raised me.
your mom, okay.
Because at the end of the day, how my mom raised me to be a man. You understand that I can take care of a household. My mom used to cook, clean, and more especially is respect. We understand. But it's good to have a woman, but if lo muntu lo akakuhloniphi, however, uba naye ngoba uyamthanda ngoba uzothini, I don't think that woman can be sustainable in the long term. However, you should look how your mom has been treating you as you were growing up and how she's been treating you. You must compare the woman that you are with your mom, more especially if your mom was never like that toxic parent. Because me, I grew up in a healthy environment. So I think respect, if she can cook and then she can take care of you and she can take care of the kids, I think you have yourself like a good companionship.
Okay.
It might sound a bit, however, I think for me that's as close to having like a godly woman compared to having like a Lantara and Jack Pelel.
I have a question for you, but
Okay, go for it.
I have an ask. So I say, would you say how your mother treated you or how your mother treated your dad? Because I think that's kind of what you're exposed to in terms of what a relationship should be.
Yes.
How she was to your mother. Because how she was to you is not how you want your woman to be to you. You don't want your woman to mother you. But you want how she is, how she was to your dad is how you anticipate to also be, you know? So if your mom cooked for your dad, then you're like, okay, I like that when she did it for him, I want my woman to do it for me. So that I think, so it's how she was towards your dad, not as opposed to how she was to you.
Yes. To answer that question, based on my observations of her treating my dad, I think I choose a woman based on that.
100%.
Because at the end of the day, however, I would see how she is treating my dad, and then now it will give me like an informed decision to be like, oh, this is how a man is supposed to be treated.
And what are those attributes?
Yeah, attributes. Ngiyabona ukupheka noklina, irrespect more than anything, because she would multiply what my dad would bring into the table. You understand? Because she wasn't looking, we would say, okay, now however, we have procreated and then sinabantwana manje. So it would be much easier for her to actually multiply githi thina abantwana, for her to see, would say, okay, this is a much more healthier woman, because most women would like get bread in the house, but they would choose to eat it for themselves and then what's abantwana sobabona later. So with me, it would be that thing there, mom would always put us and her husband first before she would put her herself first. We understand. So she used to sacrifice herself for us to make sure ukuthi nobaba sendlini, even though aletha noma kuyi2 cent endlini, uyakwazi ukuthi angakwazi ukuyimultiply. So I'm not looking ukuthi a reason. I like the question that you raised ukuthi however, how she treated me is also the same treatment that I would want from a woman that I would choose ukuthi ababe is bonga sami. So from that perspective, that's how I look at it. So I think I choose the woman, a woman's attributes based on that.
Okay, I think you gave me a bit of meat, and I'll come back to the rest of the chats on the meat. Matel, Funyama dog.
Ding, ding.
Okay,
let me see. So me personally, I find it like don't pull a face. I know it's
Judge, I mean.
So the thing is, so I can give you attributes, right? But it's attributes, again, to the point that I made earlier on, is what I look for in a spouse, right? But if I were to give a generic, like instead of giving you the actual answer, I can give you the tools of things you should look for. I can't say look for a woman that's pretty. You might not be into that, you know?
No, yeah.
It's weird, but you might, Some people like their women and, what's the term?
What is
She pays persons. you might not be. So I'll give you the tools. I say, look for things in them that complement you. You both mentioned cooking. I really enjoy cooking. So for me, it's not something I would look for in a woman.
Of course.
You understand? So we can't all say look for a woman that can cook. So I would say look for things in them that will complement you. Money too, you should make sense, right? So between the two of us, sizodla.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So we are going to eat because one of us will cook. But then I'm not nurturing. It's not my nature. I mean, it's not what I do. So in a woman, I would look for someone that's nurturing because in the case that I have offspring with them, offspring, I use that term and I get judged. Offspring. You gotta think about that. You gotta think about it. So if I do bear offspring, I'm not gonna be the one that's gonna be the no. I will do what I need to do, but I need someone that's gonna be nurturing. So because I want kids, that's an attribute that I would offer this gent to say, if you want kids, look for a nurturing woman. Because I don't have that. It's missing in me, so I need someone that's going to complement that. I can cook, so I don't need you to cook, right? So I will ask for things that will complement me and how we will raise our household. I won't give you 1, 2, 3. I will say the tools. Well, what are the things you know you're missing? Look for that in someone else. Ideally, you should not be lacking financially to look for someone that's going to support you financially. Because as a man, by default, they tell us you're going to sustain someone else. So they try and be robust, right? But look for things in you that are missing and say, I want a woman that has that because I don't have that. If you're messy, look for someone that can help you clean because you're like, damn, I lack that feature. Or you're okay with clutter. Look for someone that's got a problem with that. Like, lungisana. Not if you're messy, you both, your household will be a mess.
Okay, no, I think that's valid. That's definitely something.
And also someone that is teachable. Because sometimes uyabona ukuthi
That actually
into
is-
problem
is
ngoba why uyitshela ngathi wazi yonke into so you don't have to tell them
wazi.
anything. So if you are a man, you need someone that is actually being willing to be teachable so that you can teach them your ways of doing things. Because nengabantu, I think you come from different backgrounds. There's a certain way you used to do things and there's a certain way I'm used to do things. So if you are willing to be actually be teachable, you understand? Ngoba I think when I'm saying being teachable, it doesn't mean it only applies to women as well.
So now
you
you must be
also have, now I need to be teachable because there's some things that you would like me to do which I'm not accustomed to. So if we can find that balance, being teachable is very
But
important.
the woman must be teachable because manje
Yes.
ithi manje mangabe uzoboshwa for 10 years ayithole enye indoda
Yeah.
and she must be teachable ukuthi indlela zale ndoda lena uzithanda kanje yiko why ngithande le yaka Drew because uDrew in not so many words he basically said when I spoke you value a woman that can cook. I can't value that because I cook. And that's a true trait. He shouldn't because he can. But there is values that he would want from a woman.
Yes.
Yabona?
Yes,
That maybe
yes,
that I
yeah,
overlook.
100%,
Yabona, yeah.
100%.
And that's part of the teachable because if you don't have that trait ukuthi umatela yena kimi uze le ntombazane ize ngoba ikwazi ukupheka ngayivalue bese ngahamba ngaya la ngiyakhona makasa ku Drew's like no dude you can't just cook and think that
That's it.
that's it.
I don't value
Yeah.
What
cooking.
else do you have?
Hectic.
That's the teachable element le oyifakayo.
like
But you know man,
Yeah.
funda lokhu nalokhu
Yeah.
nalokhu
Yeah.
bese ngizofunda nami ukukuthanda.
Very valid.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. No, those are. I think those are valid. I think I can safely say that I like the responses you guys have given.
Phela sidabanga, ngasiphuza utshwala. Asidabanga.
Why are you surprised?
Yabona
You think we're gonna
le.
blunder?
Corruption lenda.
Being on that confidence.
Sikhuluma
I like
iqiniso.
that.
so bad.
I mean, I like the fact that you guys, Drew mentioned, Guti, you need to weigh up what attributes you have, what attributes that you don't have,
Yes.
and look for those attributes in the next person, so that if you guys are going to coexist and have a relationship, that you are both adding value to each other.
Yes.
That's a good component. And I like the teachable component that you mentioned, Guti.
Yeah.
That person must be kind of made it clean.
Yeah.
Right, and both ways, so that you can both teach each other, because you need that if you're going to sustain a monogamous relationship. right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like that. I like that. We should edit a spark in it.
I mean, there's more stuff that you can practically give him. I think as guys, this is what you look out for. So even if it's general, right? I know that it's very subjective to say look within, look at your partner. Those are valid things. There's other things that we can say, like basics, like, but beg all three of them, right? Look at your life and say, what do you aspire to as a man, right? Because your person will be your helper, right? You look at yourself and you say, okay, Mina, I've only got a certain level of education. In order for me to get to where I want to be, I'm going to need somebody who has
Who's driven as
either
well.
they have a very good drive, right? Personal drive, a very good education, right? Some entrepreneurial spirit, right? I need to have you know, a certain level of viability that if you guys combine your powers, now you have the ability to take your first and your second born and your third born to private school.
Yeah.
Right? So I think there's practical decision. I'm not saying Uti, as a man you must learn to be a dependent. No, that's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm saying Uti, at the point where you are able to choose, you have the opportunity to say, should I be successful and meet my dreams or not? What is the best decision I can make in the bucket of a financially capable partner?
Yeah.
What's the best decision I can make from a nurturer?
Yeah.
What's the best possible decision I can make from somebody who has umoyo phansi, who's respectable but is still strong?
Yes.
And those are some of the practicalities. So I would say to this guy, choose somebody who has an education, right? Who aspires for more economically, right? First component. Second component, choose somebody who is also teachable,
Yes.
I like that very much.
yeah, who's respectful. And if I test, then don't be scared to test this.
Yeah. Baleki.
Not
Bakama
scared
exam.
to put them in situations where you watch and you say, I want to see how this person will respond,
Outcomes.
right?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, if you're going to take this person to be something serious in your life, you are going to rely on them a lot. And you're also going to give them a lot of power over your life.
Yes.
So if you're going to give them a lot of power and influence in your life, you must make sure that they'll pass all the tests that you set them.
Yes. And
I have a
sorry.
question.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we not going to say that him seeking one person is bad advice and him having three is actually a good start to the rest of his life? Like maybe the one role that one person fulfills,
Yeah.
they do it to the utmost level that one can do, and therefore they are very well in that position that they're in. It's just that they are lacking in a certain role, but then there's somebody else who can fulfill that role to their utmost level that they can do.
Keep a boy three.
That's what I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Are we refraining from him keeping three and we're advising him on keeping one, and now we are telling him how to keep one? Or are we giving him an objective point of view of saying, if you were to have one, look at these attributes, but if you were to keep three, it's not bad.
I don't know. Before you laugh at my friend.
Go for it.
Yeah, thank you. Would you know?
I hear what he's saying.
Yeah.
But to that note, right? He says he wants one. He wants one. But his reasons namangas. Maybe he can't financially sustain all three.
He can't sustain all.
Or maybe he's
three at once,
unaware
That he can actually have
that
all
he
three.
can have all
Okay.
three.
So to the previous premise I made, maybe you not need to look for things that are missing in you. Maybe they each have something
But
that,
that's
sigilin.
Yeah.
That complement him to become a unit. But
Yes.
to the point, he says he wants one, so we need to help him with that.
Yeah.
But if he didn't tell us that, we're gonna say, why do you want one? And then we'll ask the question, do they know each other? Is this formal? Is this
Yeah.
are you
Yeah.
just playing
Yeah.
around? If they know each other and it's formal, maybe you can make it a unified thing and just work.
What do they call it? Polyamory. Polyamorous. What is it?
No, it's polygamy, man. Polyamorous lena ngazi why.
No, man. No,
Polyamorous is when the man and the woman can have multiple partners.
Yes, on both ends.
But polygamy is when the man has multiple partners.
Asina producer
yes,
or
yes,
researcher.
that's
But
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I feel Buti, like you see, when you're doing one thing well, sometimes you just want to stick to that one thing and do it well. When you want one woman to take on the role of three women,
It might be too much.
it might be too much for them, and then you yourself of your expectations and
start
your
to resent
standards,
that person.
you might have to compromise your standards
Yeah.
to accept that, well, it's only you, so you only clean one room. You know, your meat is alright. You know, so it's like I feel like you're living an unfulfilled life. If you wanna be a man fully, dude, like live a full life, provide fully at your fullest extent, and then expect your fullest extent. And if you are fair enough as a man to say, this fulfillment cannot be filled by one woman, be fair to yourself and be fair to the woman and say, no, wena cleana kuphela bese ukhululeke, wena pheka kuphela ukhululeke, wena sekamereni bese ukhululeke. Leave them where they are best suited to be, because that in itself is not a bad idea. I mean, if you can perform one thing, because one thing I've realized, especially with the corporate women that are corporate driven and what, and they like this corporate life. Yeah. Those women are not necessarily women you would ideally want to mother your kids. I know that's gonna trend and stuff. But like those are normally people who delegate everything. They are more like the male than the woman that you want to marry. So you don't necessarily want to have a friend as a partner. You want someone who's gonna fulfill that woman trait that you are accustomed to, and your custom is based on your frame of reference of your mother, and then if people are going to interfere with how you interpret certain things and say, no, your mother was lesser than, dude, that's their opinion. How you see value in that is completely different. So if you're going to see that, no, man, I need a woman who's going to be a mother to my children, supportive, and all of these traits, then don't put on, hey, Mara, you must also have a job. And if you're at your job, you can't be at the lowest level. You gotta be at this. You're putting too much unnecessary pressure on that particular woman that is fulfilling this particular goal that you want. So I think, Uti, as a man, you must be able to get individuals that fulfill these certain roles that you want. And if they do to their utmost best, don't penalize them for what they fall weak on, because that's not where their strengths are. Like, let's just feed on their strengths, and then wherever they are weak, there must be another substitute.
So he's saying, supposed to say, you can eat all three if you try to make it work. Okay.
Yeah.
But
So right,
there's-
before we close on this topic,
there is one thing that you do keep doing though, right? So you are explaining, let me put it like this, convention. So you're looking at the majority of the ideology of man versus man-woman relationship, right? And I think we've discussed this on one of the previous episodes. There are men that want to be house husbands. So let's keep that in mind.
Oh, yes. Yeah. No.
I'd like to be a house husband.
And so that's unconventional.
Yeah.
But all of the reasons that you're giving are conventional. I will be the provider. I want someone that's going to do this for the kids. So you're giving that angle of that conventional understanding of male-woman roles and responsibilities. But there is that unconventional one that we need to cater to. This guy, what if he is unconventional? But let's put that aside.
Yeah.
We need to, there is more to this, there is more to unpack. We are putting a black and white. It's black and white how we're giving this guy advice.
Yeah,
a man
100%.
must, Indota must, and then we're running with that.
Yeah.
But there is angles that we need to consider, right?
Like what?
The fact that there's a reason why Ufuna one.
What do you think?
No, he might not be capable to. He's saying now I want one because he might understand what it means to be at his next level. Next level is either you need to either be able to supply. This is the convention. Supply all three, satisfy all three in more ways than just financial. Maybe he can't do that. But so there's all of those things that he's now understanding. I can't do for three people.
That's what he thinks.
But
what
he's
He's been fulfilling
now
for
he's
three.
only
Yeah,
realizing that
he's
can't.
realized, dude, I had
There's to
3
make a choice
dates.
now.
I had 3 dates last month. It killed my pocket. I can't do that no more. I'd rather give one person an amazing experience as opposed to 3 people a mediocre experience. So we are being, now, if you can sustain 3 women, sure.
Yeah,
I'll
then
speak for you and
financially you
say,
can't sustain
Look at us
3
smile.
women.
He
If, in that perspective, then you can't sustain 3 women.
That's why Afuna one.
Because of his financials.
Yeah.
However,
or it could be the emotional part, right? Because it's saying, Uti, Okay, they bang my phone. They all want good morning messages. They all
Yeah.
want, what are you doing? Yeah, say better to ngapa. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm
Yeah.
fine. You know, so maybe it could be financial. It could be just does not have the emotional capacity to spread amongst 3 women. Check out by 3. Yeah, wow. And
So let's not judge him
Not
for
just
wanting
financial.
one. Let's leave him.
Yeah.
No, but it could also come from a point of ignorance. He may think that he is unable to.
Until he does.
When he has had
For sure,
practical
they don't
he's had evidence of him fulfilling 3 women at where they're at. There's a trait that us as men have where we want to elevate our women. So then we have this standard where we're like, okay, no, keep Allah out of the crowd and put you here.
Yeah.
Now, I won't be able to put all of you here, but we cannot say what to do. That's a good idea, maybe for your lifestyle. Sometimes do an introspection and say, dude, you're a traveling man. You need a wife that's going to take care of that house, but you need nale ozohamba nayo zonke le ndawo lezi ungazodistracteni la udla izinto zabantu.
Yeah.
Uyabona? And that's just 2 women, dude.
Yeah.
So that's why I say to this particular individual that
And that's not age, nah. That's the difference.
yeah,
That's smart.
also.
we would need to understand who you are and what you want, and
And what you stand for.
and all of the anonymouses, there's certain responses that they expect from us that they want to be echoed to them. So they know what they want to hear, so they just want to hear that reiteration of it from somebody else. But they fully know
They know what they need to do.
They know what they want. Yeah. So sometimes
Yeah,
if
fair enough.
if la bantu laba baningi and you think it's unconventional because I don't come from Miss Tembu, you don't have to come from Miss Tembu. Wazothola inchayelo ufunde ukuthi these are the expectations, this is how you must conduct yourself, and maybe for your lifestyle you cannot have one person. Yeah.
All right. Okay, yeah, I mean, I think we've given the brother
handful.
quite a lot of feedback. Yeah, you look at, I guess the tone that's coming out a lot is understanding Tala when and what your shortcomings are, what your weaknesses are, what your strengths are, and try to find from the whether the individual lady or the multiple how they can plug in. But yes, with every decision that you make, whether you want to keep 1 or you want to keep 3, it's gonna cost you at some level, right? But yeah, try to make the best
Everything has a cost.
for yourself.
And let's just start having the conversation of multiple, guys, because just from a base of numbers,
Yeah.
like this is facts.
All right, cool. That is a beautiful segue for what we're gonna discuss next.
Ah.
I want.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna start with Mr. Masego.
Clean army.
So the beer man topic of the day is
Love.
it's love after 35.
Okay.
Love after 35. You start out with the context is you started with an understanding or an idea of what love is as you grow.
Yeah.
You've been watching The Lion King and the
Holding the
Lion
beautiful-
Child is Simba
Titanic.
saving Beyonce and Beyonce loves Simba. I want a princess, bang, people are skating on ice, whatever the case might be. Beauty and the Beast, he turns into a prince, frogs are kissed, they become princes. There's the whole Disney, whatever.
Yeah.
There's obviously social rhetoric, and it's all nice and well, but it frames a different perspective of the practicalities of being a mature individual looking for love, right? Not that airy-fairy love, but a practical kind of love. So different worlds competing, reality, and where you sort of like come from as far as the influences are concerned, like Disney and whatever the case might be. As someone who is 35 and older, what are some of the challenges that one can look forward to in the space of a maturing life? Love life.
Yeah, no, that's what I like about what you just raised right now. I'm 35. You understand? And earlier I was talking to Omate who would say like lately being in a stable relationship is more of like a tricky one. Yeah, well, because I remember mentioning Google lately, Uguti, earlier on, I mean, Uguti. From my personal perspective, yeah. This is a nice conversation we're having earlier on. Uguti, with me, man, I don't know whether it's I'm still introspecting that aspect of my life. The reason why I like to talk to other men is for them to also give me their input based on their personal experiences. Sometimes I do find myself like nomuntu, and then maintaining that relationship, it gets to be like a problem. Or yeah, you understand? So sometimes like this, there's things that I'm not supposed to tell you, but I'm kind of like, I don't want to go through this again. Yeah,
So are you saying Uti love after 35?
yeah, the reason why it's interesting,
know too much.
Yeah, you know too much. I think also experience also teaches you a lot about yourself. Uguti, even when you look for a companionship, there's things that you can't tolerate from the word jump.
It even sounds like it's also an inhibitor that it makes things harder.
Yes.
You know, because now there's things that you can't tolerate.
Yeah. Yeah, yes, good is because I think I'm at the age where there's things that should be relatively obvious. I don't need to start from scratch and go and well back to 27. Uyabona ngikhuphuke nawe up until ngibe 35. Khona ezinye izinto ekubeni mina nawe we are at the level ukuthi now we are starting a real relationship. Khona ezinye izinto ezi-obvious ukuthi love mangibuya kumele kube warm endlini. Ngeke ngifike kubanda laphayana manje yabo noma kumele siye embhedeni laphayana manje sekumele kube i-debate or izinto ezifana nalezo lezo.
Why do I get that?
Yeah, so yeah, other than that, I think with me personally, I think also that is a me problem because I think there is so much that I still need to work on myself. I can say maybe it's age.
Nice.
Or it can be the people that I'm associating myself with. But I think self-introspection is also important, more especially if you're looking love at the age of 35 going up. Because if you are younger, everything is exciting. Uyabo, ngisazokhula nalo muntu lo ngisazoba nabantwana. But the older you get, the more experience you do get. Manje esikhathini samanje.
Saying, I mean, I'm just hearing also the contrary to what you're saying.
Yeah.
Young, you know, love is fun.
Yeah, love is
When
fun.
you're
And yeah,
35, love is umsebenzi.
the reason why I need to love is umsebenzi because now you're looking at something that is into ehamba. Uyabona manje angisafuni ukuthi manje ngikhombe ijozi. Awukhosho ukuthi uyejabulani or uyakuphi kuphi. Moya ejozi asiye ejozi. Uyanasana but usazothatha nami ungazi-understand ukuthi uyakuphi. I don't. Uyabo ngifuna into straight. Uyanasana so if the older you get, the harder it is to get like a stable partner. Unless ke manje sofuna igogwana ezikhathele ke manje.
Nkosi yami yo.
Ngoba igogwana sena
Trauma kaSanji.
Yeah, so I think that's where the challenge is because noma umthola umuntu uthola igogwana enabantwana abayi3. You understand 4. Uyabo?
Nalo uphatha umntwana oyi-1.
Yeah. Yeah, because the point is yeah, well, because the whole point is to start the family, not to join the family. Yeah, well, so the problem ngathi amajita kakhulu is that we end up settling for abantu we shouldn't be settling for because why? Asena choice. But you still have lots of options, but still ukala kwa sub A ukhulisa umuntu at the age of 35 it becomes a bit of a problem. You want at least someone who's in the same level of maturity as you, more especially if you are someone who doesn't even have children. Uyamfuna umuntu ukuthi akanabantwana yeah, exactly. Uyamfuna umuntu ongenabantwana ngiyafuna family now. I want to experience having my first child with you, not you having a experience with another nigga and then mina send join alone then and then ngizo-add another one because it gets to be a big problem when it comes to sustaining a relationship.
I think what you're saying is there's truth to it. I mean, it might not be everybody's truth.
Yes.
To say, you know, I mean, because all of us here, minus you, Kenny, have got kids. You know, and part of the challenge of life is that with your kids, you still aspire to love and a more stable relationship, a healthier one than the one that you
100%.
had. Whatever the component might. So life might not be perfect in that regard, reality-wise, but you still need to make it work. But what I do appreciate with part of what you said is they're saying you question, and I was learning this particular point. But I think part of what I appreciate in what you said is that life does get difficult, or at a particular age does get more
It does.
and more difficult.
Yeah.
Right? And you just need to be wise in how you approach it. Knowing how to call Matela?
So to the point that he made earlier on around the discussion that me and him had, he's lied, and I'm gonna say it as the exact same way he did. He first said he wants someone to call baby, and then he ended up saying, "I'm a dampan." So that's where I took out that.
Yeah, Yes, I do.
Because there is a level of tolerance you no longer have because of your experience. To the your Josie anecdote, it's good because he's saying when you're younger, when you're 18, 19, 20, you're not dating for marriage. You know this will end, so you don't care.
Yeah.
When you're older, like this could end in something serious. I start to look for more robust features in this person, characteristics in this person, because I might end up with this person. And I say end up because I prefer that term over marriage, because some people don't want to get married,
Yes.
but they want to have someone they're going to have for life. So you will end up with this person. So if the older you are, to the story we just heard now, this person wants to find attributes in someone. When you're 35, that's all you're doing. All you're doing is you're finding things in someone that are going to allow you or entice you to keep them around. When you're younger, you don't care. All right? That's one. So the Kizengane is var because of your knowledge. You've dated someone that had certain things you didn't like about them. When you find those things in this person, you leave now.
Yeah.
Because you like,
have much
no, I've
tolerance.
experienced this before.
Yeah.
I know this thing, I vibe. That's why I'm tampan. Because
Yeah.
you keep finding the same things that you disliked in previous people.
Yes.
Or
I think that's what that is.
Or you don't have staying power. I'm not talking about you, but
Yeah, yeah.
Staying power.
Side of the point is
No, I hear you, I hear you.
there's right when you build something, right? There's seasons that you go through.
Yeah.
Right? There's some components that you go through. Sometimes the sun is shining, because that's a relationship, right? Sometimes things are going to be
4 seasons.
amazing. It's going to be blue skies and ice cream and all that lovely stuff.
Yeah.
And then some seasons are going to be low, right? And I think in a relationship, and not toxic, not low. I'm not saying the person is a rubbish person.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Rubbish person.
Yeah, it ebbs and it flows, that kind of thing. So if you're in that environment and we are quick to discard of other people because of humanity, understanding that we're not perfect, we could lose even our own opportunity to strengthen ourselves in how we care in a relationship, right? Because at the end of the day, ukulahla umuntu, for whatever reasons, as long as they make sense, ukulahla umuntu, you at some point you'll want that grace in yourself. But sometimes badokubheka wena bathi, "Hayi man, you also don't have those things,
Yeah.
you know." So you sort of want that kind of grace also. So I think there's another part of it that says it's a development journey that you're on if you're able to say, "I'll stick with this person and be patient over that phase."
But I
Not,
also
not
like
in a
that.
toxic.
No,
not
yeah,
toxic
no,
way.
I do, I do.
But I also like that he mentioned that you need to be aware of yourself.
Yeah.
To say, like he mentioned an aspect of, sure, I will always, I'm less tolerant, but I must understand why. Why don't I like that? Is it because of a past experience? Is it
Exactly.
past
The why.
traumas? You must know why, right?
The why,
So in
yeah.
so doing, you could realize also that you can't let your historic occurrences taint your future. This person might have that one trait you didn't like in someone else, but has got so much more that you can stay for. So before, why would you feel like it's coach away now much? So
I'm not staying power. What time is machine? I'm not talking about you, but you don't have staying power.
Yeah, no, I
So
thought.
listen,
Yeah.
before Utampa, just say, okay, I've seen this thing, I don't like it, but let's see, maybe there's more to this person. There's something worth staying for, I think. So after the 35, us not tolerance scouts, we snap now, we're like, now I'm good, you know? But maybe ask yourself, why? It could be that you were hurt and now you're still holding on to that thing. You know, staying power is
I've got a
heavy.
different perspective.
Sure, hit it.
I think at 35 and over,
Yeah.
like love is non-existent.
The emotional.
The
emotional
emotional
aspect of
component, but because we are familiar with it, we know how to sell it to someone. It's more like you're baiting that fish. Yeah, you're throwing that idea to someone just so that you can get caught. So the women know how to play it, especially women, because men, it's easy for men to get lost in the love aspect because your mistakes are dismissive. I mean, your mistakes based on other male standards. Like if you're just gonna give your wife your bank card, your gents can say, don't do that. And you're like, well, I love her. Yeah, one. So after 35, I mean, I just feel like love is actually non-existent. I think like this is like the truth. Which is just not something that would be said because it's not something that you want to hear. And it's not what women would want men to acknowledge. Stuff, man, this woman doesn't actually love me. She's just doing what she needs to do to get something or to get to a certain place.
Survival.
Because for women, after the age of 30, it's all survival.
Yes.
Like, I don't care what you think.
Yes.
It's all survival. So how they survive, they are willing to do whatever it takes. And they may be willing to do what they would not have been willing to do in their 20s. But now that their personal methods have failed them for a decade, now at 30, they're like, I'm willing to do whatever it takes. And then, they seek out advice from other women and they're like, so what should I do to keep a man? Like, no, don't have your own opinion, agree with what he says, and then look at his trait. Is he agreeable? If he's agreeable, then agree with him. Just tell him what he wants to hear so that you can get into that house, be a dependent, and then, if he were to ever leave you, there's a section 37C that would, hit the maintenance on his ass. So play it smart. After 35, it's all strategic. It's only men that are not strategic after 35 because we still believe in that aspect of love. And it's our default. When we love to love and we love love. Even though we want respect from women, but we love love. And our misinterpretation of love is to our own detriment. But we even like that detriment.
I mean, I don't necessarily agree with everything you said, but in the that men love, I mean, there's something there, right?
It's not a lie that day.
It's not a lie. So or I guess maybe what I'm trying to articulate is the way that a woman loves. A woman loves emotionally, right?
Yes.
Feel me, like
Yeah.
feel
Yeah,
the
don't do
emotion,
that. Don't do that.
Done things. And not all women, but just generalizing.
Yeah.
How men love is ngamandla wabo, right? So they'll be like, I'm going to go break my back so that you can, which is a sign of love.
Yes.
Those nature mina. And I'm not saying women don't do it, but men do it a lot.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
how that's their
That's
love
our
language.
love language.
That's how they show you that they love. And then I think is, and I'm a man, of course, then I think is a more stable, consistent love that you can look at and measure and hold and say, I have this today because that guy went to so that he can provide this for me because he's shown me his love. So from that standpoint, I do agree to say that men love are lovers in the true sense relative to the emotion that females use as an expression of love.
Yeah.
So that's fine. You saw how he got very emotional there.
Yeah, I'm gonna cry.
He wanted to cry. So there's this one phrase that I've always liked back from the religious days. It says, so love is not a feeling. So for us men, love is a verb. We do love. That's how we encompass
We
it.
are gatekeepers of commitment. I think.
Damn!
Yes, we are.
Bars,
Women
man.
are gatekeepers of sex.
Ding, ding,
Yeah.
We're going into the crux.
Ah, ngiyakutshela.
Yeah, so that's how we express it. I was avoiding very much to come into this because actually the topic isn't about love per se, but the whole idea of love languages and how they work. It's, if you look at it, they all speak to a level of sacrifice.
Yeah.
Each one is exactly that. You're sacrificing something to show love. And for men, because was it this? Someone had mentioned around a man's love is his ability. So that's literally how he sacrifices. That's how he shows love, by doing, by giving, by servicing. So that's what that is for us. However, at 35, you start to realize what that means for you. You are giving up something. So I will not give up this thing for just anybody. So you start to gauge, to say, the way I love, this is a horrible phrase because you identify with something nonsense. I love hard. So if you know that you love hard, you're very selective on who you're going to love.
Yeah.
So if you know how you love, at 35, you're like, nah, bro, I know how I love, and I'm not going to be able to do that for this person.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you'll see that very early. So
And
you're
your
like,
tolerance level is very low.
exactly. So you're like, no, Mina, I love pie. If I won't be appreciated here, I'd rather walk. Only because you now know from the years in which you've loved prior.
Yeah.
You know? That's why a 19-year-old does not know how he loves. He does not know how he loves. So he will love everybody.
Yes.
Law, who knows themselves and how they love, is selective. And I think you get that level from a certain age. I think we discussed it in a previous episode about where we are as men in our 20s, 30s, and 40s.
Oh, yeah.
So when you're 35, you kind of know yourself and how you love. So you're selective about who to love.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's where the 35 comes in to say, my love is expensive. I don't just throw it around.
Would you say I'm right in saying Uti love is more strategic or non-existent?
No, you're
the
perfectly
perception
right.
of
You're
love?
perfectly right.
100% I
Because
agree with him.
the woman loving a 35-year-old might know that, he knows he'll be sacrificing something. So I need to be everything he wants for him to sacrifice that for me. So you're right. They might, if they're in the know, it could be a game of chess for them. Because okay, unje, how do I keep him? I play along.
Yeah.
Or right, the other side of the coin is, one side of the coin is that they're very strategic about it, right? Right? I need to keep this guy.
Yeah.
And I must
I must do what needs to be
I must
done.
do the right things because maybe I'm on the wrong side of age and my competition is catching up to me, or whatever the case might be, right? For various reasons. Or it could be that there's a genuine love for you, even though it might not be your definition of love. To say, I love with my actions, it's a different, even if it is that airy-fairy, but it's what makes sense to them, and she believes wholeheartedly that she loves you.
False.
All right, cool. So it could be that's the other side of the coin. I mean, you might interpret it as false, but those two sides cannot not exist, right? Because there are people that are out there loving hard, and they're out there and they're there because they believe in I'm committed. I'm Jolela, she gets a car, he drives the car, she takes the tech, whatever,
Yeah.
because she believes that's her version of love. So there is the other side of the coin, unfortunately, that exists.
But then that would mean that she'd be going through that from the age of 25 to 35. So for 10 years, she's been giving herself to men that are not valuing her love or her portrayal of love. And she's been repeating the same mistake over and over. So even you as a man, you don't want someone like that. I mean, you're not learning. Like, when are you going to learn? When are you going to learn?
Yeah.
So I think that a woman from 35, why I say it's strategic, is that women start to get to the point of, okay, what do I want? Okay, I want a house. I want a man to take care of me. And I'm not going to have my pride. I'm not going to even have my own opinion. Because when I don't, when I'm not sleeping at home, tapping my own back because I want an argument, I'm still sleeping alone. But now if I want a man to take care of me, he needs to win. Then the woman at the age from 30 to 35, they start to come to that realization of, it's not about who's right or wrong. It's about you right. Yeah, can I get food? You right. Can you buy me a car? You right. Can you provide shelter and clothing?
No, yeah.
Can you do that? Oh, you're right. And that's all that women come to that realization. Well, obviously, it's going to be the woman that don't necessarily have the skill of work or would want to work.
It's a trade-off, yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's their trade-off. But then from that woman that feels like, yo, I'm an independent woman, she's still going to be lost in that maze of, no, I'll prove you wrong. And then she'll be wrong.
Yeah,
but then she'll be right in staying alone in that cold 1-bedroom apartment, you know, probably paying $5,000 a month. You know, living with Nigeria. In the same vicinity. So
man.
you know, it plays off like your environment is seen there, but because she doesn't see all the filth around her, as long as she can walk in with her chin up and like, yo, I defeated a man today, I slayed this form of masculinity, and she sleeps at home in that cold bed, but alone.
Yeah,
you
look,
know,
I
she
mean-
thinks she's fine.
I mean, obviously that it's a generalization that you're painting. It's a general picture, right?
Yep.
Not all. Okay, cool. I think that is a generalization around women. I have been privy in my very long life to experience different types of women. and
Abangaki. Because we abangaki Thabiso.
even from a friendship perspective, right?
Oh,
And
more
some
than
of them-
5. Or more than 10.
Yeah, I've got plenty female friends.
More than 10.
Female acquaintances also, but what I'm trying to get to is that sometimes, you know, you aspire to certain things as a person, right? And then you wake up 15 years later, as an example, and you're 40, and you've got that C-suite, or you've got this, or you've got that, but you, because of opportunity cost and what you pursued, you negated developing the other part of you, which is, you know, maybe your other aspirations of being a mother, of being a wife, and so on and so forth. And you find yourself in that place. I don't think those people are bad people in any way, shape, or form.
No,
I just think
100%.
life is in such a way that with every decision you make, there's an opportunity cost.
Yes.
Yeah.
And sometimes it catches you, ungayivuyelanga, like uyinyatsile ukuthi, man, this is actually the cost that's going to hit me when I'm 35, or I'm now struggling to find partnership in a relationship. Now it hits hard. So you know, so I think there's a bit of grace that we need to give both genders in the fact that koni opportunity cost that you subscribe to, and then you only see the results of it more so clearly, and it doesn't make you necessarily a bad person.
100% when you're 35
A
now.
strategically conniving person who just tries to hook. You know?
But
So
as
if you find that
males-
that are not vindictive and so on and so forth.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Thabiso, I think Uti
Not all of them. I mean, some are
also cool. Well, for a man, opportunity cost is it's normal for us. To us, it's about weighing one opportunity cost against another. So Tina, all our decision making after the age of 30 is based off opportunity cost.
Yeah.
You know, you can either have a 7-bedroom mansion, but then your cost is you don't have that disposable income to go risk on anything, maybe AI or the nearest trend. You know, you could have stayed in your 2-bedroom apartment and then had that that leniency to
Yes.
invest on a high risk thing that has a high reward. So for men, I feel like your opportunity cost is different than to women. In women, their opportunity cost is
Don't do it.
I would say with you, the opportunity cost of a woman is primarily based off time and because first in their 20s it's all about getting what they want. When they don't get what they want, then from their 30s onwards it's getting what they need.
They need,
And what
yes.
their need is what their want diminished basically or watered down. Yeah, it's no more I want a mansion. Now it's I want shelter. I don't want to pay for it. You know, I want a good man. You know, it's rare
Not
for a
just a
30
man.
plus. I don't want a man. You know, so I think it's different for genders and there should not be leniency for both because if we're educating the masses, we need to understand that masses don't take this as a general statement. No, it appeals to you and not to you. You know, if you're a male, it appeals like this. If it's a woman, it appeals like this. And it's, you know, we're above 35, so we know better. Maranati Konis, this is what's funda once we cross over to 40 about women.
Yes.
But women, Nina, you are more strategic when it hits
Very
30,
strategic,
and you're
yes.
smart, and it's not to your flow. It's good. I mean, if you've got a woman that's gonna say, "I'll just tell this man what he wants to hear, treat him the way he wants to be treated, and I know that I'm gonna get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5." Good.
And
girl.
if he's happy,
And if he's happy,
nothing's wrong.
You did a good thing, for you and yours. It may not be a luxury for the man to know that she's just doing this just to get these particular things. But if he's unaware that you're doing it just for those particular things, he's happy because you're treating him the way he wants to be treated. You're giving him the respect, and you're very supportive. I mean, even in delusional prospects that he has, you are like, no, he's the best man at this. Even he knows that, that's a lie. But if my girl thinks so, man, you're rubbing me the right way. And not every girl is going to share the same sentiment, but you will. No, girl, I love you. That's it. So I think after 35, we'll term it love, but love doesn't exist. Dude.
No.
Like, we can be real about it.
So just two things. To look forward to as a 35 and plus in the love space.
Yeah.
What are the two things, and it's just two words, that one can expect? We're telling the public what do you expect from 35 plus?
Me.
Yeah.
Okay, two things. From the male, because I have to, once you're 35, I have to differentiate between male and female. From the male, don't expect honesty. I would rather say anticipate your desires to be met, but don't think that it's genuine, number one. Number two, I would say, as a 35-year-old man, close the female void. When you're 20, because you see it in your father, or maybe because of us, we saw it in our fathers, where there was a void that women filled within the man to make it a household. I would say, as a 35-year-old man, close that void before you have a partner. So don't be dependent on a woman. So get the nanny, get the chef, get every single thing that you need to fulfill your life, and then decide whether you need a man or a woman.
Oh, yeah.
And then for the woman, I would say, girl, because I've got a daughter, get yours. Tell him what he wants to hear. Men are not that smart. They're not, We've got basic needs.
Very basic.
We
We're a little
literally
bit
have
smart.
basic needs. For acknowledge what those basic needs are and
Meet them.
fulfill them.
Yep.
Meet them. They are very basic. And then number two.
This is number 4.
No, I imagine.
he did two for
It's
his
men and
gen.
women. No, I have to because it's 35.
Okay, you're so
Number-
32. So
so-
31 yami ke ngiyakubo.
Yeah. And then the second one for women, equip yourself, but don't project it. So be smart. Don't project your smartness. It might discourage the man. But be smart. Know how to cook. Know the basics. Know how to cook. Know how to clean. But if your man can advise you, take it and play the game. That's what I'm saying. Play the game.
No, okay. Sports is saying yes. Yeah, undercover, espionage, spy.
Spy, no
right?
Nyangizela, bafika,
Okay,
nyangizela.
Mandela, very brief, 2 points.
Yeah. That's hard. Okay.
Not per gender.
No, I was not gonna do pressure. I can't do the latter. So me, it's, as a gent, I'd say. So he did give one away there to say, as a dude, be as self-sufficient as you can be.
Cool.
So that when you find a partner, you don't keep them for survival. Keep them because you want them there, not because you need them there.
Yeah.
So when we spoke earlier on, if you can cook and you can clean, we know of people that gotten married really early because they couldn't sustain themselves. That's not something that he wanted to do, but he needed to because they can't survive.
Yeah.
So be as self-sufficient as you can in terms of what you need to stay alive, right?
Yeah.
And then once you do that, then the person you meet will be out of desire and not,
Necessity and
necessity.
Yeah,
So that's one. So be very self-sufficient. By that, especially at 35, you've got a long time to learn.
Yeah.
Be self-sufficient by
100%.
35. And then the other one is we don't seek respect for a man is a bigger deal than
Than love.
we speak about. We don't say it as much, but respect will surpass love at a point in you will understand that you want to be respected more than you want to be loved.
Yes.
Because if someone if someone loves you, it's also easy to respect you.
Yeah.
But if they don't respect you, it's harder to love you.
Yeah, boy.
So respect is a big deal. Seek respect at all times. If you see signs of it absent, do something about it. So seek respect and be self-sufficient.
Kenzo,
Yeah.
30 seconds.
I totally agree with Drew because he pretty much said everything that I wanted to say in this segment. Respect goes a long way because a woman, even someone that hates you, but if they respect you, hate
care of you.
yabona ithatha ukuhlala phansi and then kube naleyo nto lokuthi I respect this man because he can do 1 2 3 4 5 and there's no room for them to actually disrespect you because if you find yourself in a space where you are disrespected by the woman that you claim you love, then I don't think that is actually love.
Ayidelana like
Yeah. Lapho vele it's into ebuhlungu ngaleyo ukuthi nomakhelwane akakunika kahle. You understand? Way better than umuntu okunikeza kahle endlini. You understand? But umakhelwane bangakurespect still nala akuhambi kahle. So it goes back to irrespect ukuthi umuntu wakho if she respects you ngaleyo ndlela yokuthi I think a woman that respects you, she's willing to be like, you know what, I'm willing to hear what this guy needs so that I can be the best version of myself for him.
That goes back to being teachable.
Yes, because if a woman is teachable, that's a woman that respects you. A woman that is not teachable, idlantara lelo. That's
Yazi le kama sinikipeka ingake kule episode.
ngiyakutshela bro.
That word.
And on that note, guys, we're going to close. I think I gave away my 1 and 2s.
Yeah, right.
So, I let the guys hold this one. But guys, see you on the next episode. Don't forget to subscribe
Yebo ke.
and like and comment, please, man. Like, give us some. Bring us. Uzobe mnandi. All the best for the week. I didn't hear what the guy behind the camera said. Underscore. Yeah, David will put them up here as well. Rachel will put them up here. OSW_older.
Yeah.
That's real, guys.
Catch us on the socials.